What do you think of when you hear the word pornography?
Do you think of your teenage brother slamming his laptop shut, or of the violence, rape, pedophilia, and lack of intimacy and love that it promotes?
The Catechism defines pornography as removing real or simulated sexual acts from the intimacy of the partners in order to display them deliberately to third parties.
This definition perfectly sums up the problem with the industry, which is this. Porn takes the biological need to procreate and connects it to a culture of objectification. It can affect relationships as well. A man who has a porn addiction and sneaks in the middle of the night to get his fix can hardly be loving and devoted to his wife. The guilt and shame he feels will affect his marriage and daily life. He will hold the women in his life to the standards of the women he sees online, and it will hurt them as well.
Oh, okay. From the first encounter with porn, the problem only grows. Pornography ranges from hardcore to softcore, and includes basic sex to rape and pedophilia. Even the softer side of the industry has terrible repercussions for men and women. Advertisements for girls who just turned 18 can be found on billboards and popping up on computer screens, despite the intent of the user. The fetishization of young girls contributes to a culture that sees girls our age as sex objects instead of children.
Is that it?
This industry and view of women is hugely harmful to the spirit and faith of everybody involved, and even those who are not. The Bible tells us, but sexuality and immorality and all impurity or covetousness must not be named among you, as proper among saints. Let there be no filthiness, nor foolish talk, nor crude joking, which are out of place, but let instead there be thanksgiving. For you may be sure of this, that everybody who is sexually immoral, impure, or who is covetous, that is, an adulterer, has no inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and God. Ephesians 5:1-33.
Think of a time when you were catcalled. How old were you? Have you or a friend ever been called a prude, a slut, or told to put out? This is only a glimpse of the effect of porn. Think of it from a perspective of a young boy. According to Gizmodo, the age a child views porn is at age 11. If one grows up and goes through puberty seeing this heavily sexual view of girls combined with a culture of people, be it friends or fathers, that encourages this view, such action seems inevitable.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Yeah, go.
Furthermore, this teaches boys to only desire a sexual relationship and to hold their girlfriends to an unrealistic and harmful standard. It also teaches girls that they should hold themselves to this standard, and that sex is the only way to express love. For boys, it connects masculinity and any concept of intimacy to harmful sexual images, and to value sex over actual emotion or physical intimacy.
Go.
The church teaches us to love chastity and sexual modesty. And by engaging in pornography and supporting a culture of degrading sexuality, we draw ourselves away from God and our own faith. Sexuality is more than sex. And when we talk about love, and when we take the love, trust, and community out of it, and reduce men to desire a woman to the ability to satiate that desire, we reduce people to objects motivated by simple impulses. It takes away from our humanity and our free will, and draws us away from God's grace.
However, we can fight this harmful message by promoting an understanding of healthy sexuality and an awareness of the harms of porn industry. Much of the damage comes from simply telling people to avoid porn and shaming those who are involved with the industry who have struggled with porn and addiction. We must bring awareness to the people at a young age and teach them that love and healthy sexuality can be found through chastity and faith.
Overall, we must teach the ideas that Jesus did: love,
Respect, faith,
and to see people as people, and to keep God in all our relationships.
word.